I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good morning, Jonathan Senior. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful morning?
Well, I would say it's beautiful, but I think it's actually about 4 degrees and raining where I am, so I'll kind of reserve the right to do that. But we're here, we're alive, and we've got 2 arms and 2 legs and 2 eyes and 2 ears, so that's good, right?
Yeah. When I'm connecting to individuals, there are people that do stand out in terms of their warmliness, if you would. Yeah, in terms of how they do what they do. Very few people do it immediately. Some do it after, but it's really fascinating what you've done on this quest, and you definitely stand out. That being said, I still offer, my offer is still on, which is in my draft folder of my email. I do have a email drafted there. It's filled with Caribbean warm sunshine and everything. If you do need it, just let me know and I'll send it your way.
So I'll wait till I'm kind of gripping on with my fingertips to kind of the weather and hoping that it changes, and I'll not call upon that until I'm absolutely desperate, busting for some sun.
Oh, wonderful. Hey, Jonathan, tell us what part of the world you are in exactly right now.
Exactly right now, I am in the north of England. Sheffield is the cultural and geometric centre of the universe. It's about 170 miles north of London, and some famous Sheffielders include the rock group The Human League, Def Leppard, the athlete Jesse Crennis, ex-England cricket captain cricket. We might have to talk about that. Cricket captain Michael Vaughan is a Sheffielder. And like I said, it's about 4 degrees and raining. So
yeah, I love connecting words in ways that are artistic sometimes, but when you said cricket and then you said Michael War, I think it's best we not have that war.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So and I've lived here most of my life. I don't know if people know the world, but it's quite Sheffield steel. You might have heard of that. You probably had some cutlery or some knives. That's all high tech, of course, now, and all computers and lasers.
Yeah. Super. Well, tell me, Jonathan, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Which of my talents is responsible for us connecting at this time? I just like to find interesting people. So it's probably no surprise that we found each other, because I was looking for interesting people. You popped up, and I think networking above the normal meeting of the local tradesperson, and this is kind of global networking, right? So I would say that.
And who did you learn that skill from? That investigative Sherlock Holmes style skill?
Who did I learn it from? I don't think I learned it from anybody. I think it's just a desire to see beyond what's in the next street, in the next town, in the next county, in the next country. I think it's just that kind of. I don't know where that's. It's just almost like when I go out, I want to see what's around the next corner and what's there and how different it is from the usual perspective of things that I see things from.
That's intriguing. So would you or could you call yourself a visionary?
Oh, I think there's labels like those are A, worn out, and B, they're what other people call you, not what you call yourself.
So if you had to sum it up like on one word, or probably not just one word, but if you had to sum up that Jonathan Senior in terms of that quality, what would you say?
Oh, I don't know. Can I have 2 words? Sure,
you could have 3.
Can I have 3? Random thinker, I suppose.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, random thinker.
Yeah.
But I don't like that kind of randomness for the sake of it. I've got to meet interesting people with the aim of, getting on a call like this and talking to interesting people.
Yeah. I think it's fascinating, like that individual or who you are, because there are senses that, like I spoke to one woman and she told me that there are 52 senses that we have as humans, right? And I think there are senses playing in terms of you having an antenna up as to what is important or not for the thing that you want to connect with. Not the the person or thing then.
Antennae is a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, antennae.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right.
Yeah.
Why would you continue to repeat this skill? I mean, you're definitely in the minority.
I think it's hardwired into people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Well, I'm trying. I think it's hardwired into people, and I'm trying to hardwire it into my kids. So it's not that hardwired, is it?
Yeah. How old are they?
19 and 17.
Yeah. You'll have some work.
Yeah. Well, one of them's not here anymore. I think he went to do economics degree, but I think he's transferred to do drinking and hanging around with girls.
Wow.
But I think that's probably a compulsory module on the course.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's amazing how what looks like off track helps one get on track.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
Pretty amazing conversation here, amazing audience. If I don't hold him, we'll stay here for 3 hours. Believe me, it's fascinating. I'm telling you. Tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
I just try to keep fit. I just try to keep. I swim, cycle, run, triathlon, and I just try to do that 6 days a week: 2 swims, 3 cycles, 2 runs, because I'm not going to be able to do this forever, and I might wake up one day with some incurable disease, and you've got to, go out and appreciate the countryside, the fresh air, and that's free and priceless at the same time. So I just try to do that.
Do you play cricket?
I don't play cricket. No, I watch cricket.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't play cricket. One of my lads has just got into snooker, which is interesting. But I don't play that either.
How does it make you feel being fit?
Well, that's interesting because you don't wake up with a sign next to your bed that says you are now fit. It doesn't work. But what you find is when you're walking with a group of people who are maybe younger than you, and you're walking up some stairs and they have to stop and kind of give it some of that for a minute or two. Or you're walking out with family and you're going up a hill. You've got that kind of inner, confidence that you're in a different way better than them. And better's not the right word, but you've got an ability that they haven't. And also on a practical level, when you come back from a bike ride and it's been raining and you've got that kind of stinging feeling all over your body. People pay thousands for that at health farms. So that's good. And I just do it as long as I can.
Jonathan, we have not unpacked your business model and what you do via your business, which is one of the reasons we did connect as well, which is intriguing in that it's a different way that this conversation has gone, where it's all about you and who you are, and not so much it being a direct what I'm here to promote, which is not something I definitely do not like from individuals, because that's what it's about, right? Like, either way, it's promotion of the thing the person is doing. That is pretty intriguing, 1. And 2, what is it do you do?
Well, first thing is that, most people come on these kind of calls and they just sell, and that's kind of A, boring to listen to, and must be dead boring for you to keep broadcasting. So, people talk about social and all that, and then the first thing they do when they get one of these calls is to start selling. Well, I'd done various things and worked as a management consultant for a period of time, and at the moment doing webinar consulting with authors, coaches, speakers, etc., to help them look awesome on webinar. Because I think, as we spoke prior to the call, just off camera, so to speak, there's a big debate about why should people below a certain age show up to anything, because they can get it on YouTube, right? So if you're doing what I call a live event, a physical event, then half the audience is just going to A, not turn up, or B, going to spend all the time tweeting or looking at Facebook. So there's a big debate out there about how can we broadcast ourselves digitally online And that's what I do. And I've done everything from professional development sessions for translators, broadcasted a 36-hour live webinar once, and done everything in between.
Wow. That's amazing. So where can people go? Where can people go, Jonathan, to connect with you?
Jonathan.biz.
Which is simple, right?
Simple's good.
Jonathan.biz. That's
Simple's
amazing.
good.
So you're helping individuals to do webinars, yeah? And
to transform existing stand-up presentation, because it's very different when you're in a chamber of commerce type meeting. The audience is pretty much stuck there. I mean, if you're broadcasting on a webinar, they can get onto porn anytime they want, or YouTube or sports or whatever. They're not stuck there. So it's a very different dynamic in how you talk to people and how you engage with people. So speakers, coaches, consultants, authors, anybody wants to communicate to the masses.
Love it. Well, amazing audience, you're hearing it again. Jonathan Senior. You can connect with him at jonathan.biz. I'm going to connect with him for my webinar, most definitely.
Excellent.
Well, Jonathan, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Jonathan, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Probably drinking milk at play school, because you had to close your eyes and then you opened them and then the milk was in front of you in a little glass bottle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How old were you in play school?
Probably about 4 or 5.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
The milk smelled funny. it was like local council milk. It didn't taste like or smell like proper milk.
Wow. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yeah.
You know, earlier we were speaking, because we're on the time machine. I almost said spoking, which is another tense, right? But yeah, it's really fascinating that we did speak before on the senses and what you were doing, the antenna, if you would, that was up. It's just amazing to see that young child, and despite the fact that they're saying, hey, close your eyes, right, to numb your senses, that we both know that, hey, if one of your senses is lost or dampened that the other gets stronger. And to see you as a child just having that antenna, if you would, to activate another sense, to be aware, is pretty fascinating.
Yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
On my 12th birthday, I got It Must Be Love by Madness. First record I ever got, 1981.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, it's amazing how you can connect dots as well. You know, it seems as though what you're doing, it must be love. And yes, a lot of people will say that it's madness.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, no, they do. Very regular,
Yeah. Well, Jonathan, we have arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Jonathan?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
Jonathan, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Oh yeah, kids. Because if our kids aren't better than us, then the human race won't move forward.
Love it. Are you married?
Yeah.
Do you have children? You said you have 2 children,
yeah,
right?
2. Yeah, 19. Well, they're lads now. They're 19 and 17.
Do you believe in God?
Not sure, but definitely all the people that he hangs around with, all the people that hang around God, I don't believe in them.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
Or about 3 hours a week?
Maybe.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Well, it takes on for more than 8 hours a day, but I'm not always looking at it.
Okay.
Because I'm like the phone or stuff like that. I'm saying it's on, but it's kind of playing to itself a lot of the time.
If you had to share with us, Jonathan, a statement that represents who you are, one sentence, your own unique real statement, what would you say that is?
I'm just a normal bloke that tries to get on in this crazy world.
Love it. Just like the madness, it must be love.
Yeah, just like them.
Jonathan, again, great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Well, just say it's been an honour to be on, and if anybody gets the chance to be on, then you should be on. And I love what you're doing. I want to follow you, and if I can help you in any way, then fantastic. But just if anybody gets a chance to be on, be on.
Thank you. Again, Jonathan.biz.
That's it.
Webinar King is what I'm naming him now. Jonathan Senior, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.